South Korea's Democratic Party leader, Choo Miae, center, and fellow party member saying the results of presidential election exit polls in Seoul in May. Jung YeonJeAgence FrancePresse, Getty Images Like many of her fellow citizens, the leader of South Korea's ruling party was unhappy with President Trump's threats to destroy nuclear-armed North Korea. But she now says Mr. Trump's visit this month appears to have made him appreciate more why the need to peacefully resolve the crisis. In an interview, the leader, Choo Miae, the chairwoman of the Liberal Democratic Party of South Korea and the most prominent woman in the National Assembly, said Mr. Trump's visit had actually led to an improvement in our bilateral relations. Mr. Trump, she said, had now seen for himself that 25 million Koreans, half the South Korean population, live close to the demilitarized zone that has divided North and South since the armistice that halted the 19,501,953 Korean War. All of the growth and prosperity that Korea has achieved after the Korean War is concentrated in this region, she said. If there were to be a war, not only would all the lives be lost but the achievements of Korea would become nothing overnight. Ms. Choo also said that she hoped North Korea would participate in the Winter Olympic Games to be held in South Korea in February, and that she intended to personally invite her counterpart from North Korea when they attend an international meeting of political party leaders hosted by China this month. Ms. Choo, 59, is a strong ally of President Moon Jae-in of South Korea, who advocates a shift toward dialogue with the North and was elected after the impeachment this year of his conservative predecessor, Park Geun-hye, for corruption and abuse of power. Ms. Choo spoke in an interview through an interpreter on Friday at the Korea Society in New York, where she also visited the United Nations to promote the Winter Olympics and offer assurances that they would be safe and secure. Mr. Trump, who in some ways is as much of a polarizing figure in South Korea as he is in the United States, has stoked fears of a nuclear confrontation because of his insults and threats against North Korea. He has warned of unleashing fire and fury against the country and has referred its leader, Kim Jong-un, as Little Rocket Man. But Mr. Trump largely avoided such invective during his brief visit to South Korea. In a November 8 speech to the National Assembly, Mr. Trump said he preferred diplomacy over force, a sentiment that was widely welcomed. Ms. Choo said Mr. Trump seemed to have come away from his visit to South Korea with a new understanding of the complexities on the Korean peninsula, which has been divided by war and animosity for nearly 7 decades. I think it was because he was able to come and see for himself, she said. Ms. Choo also took note of how Mr. Trump appeared to have avoided publicly stoking a related dispute during the visit. Mr. Trump contends that South Korea does not pay a fair share of security costs with the United States, its most important ally, even as South Korea has reaped economic benefits by enjoying a large trade surplus in the American market. When he visited Camp Humphreys in South Korea, the biggest United States overseas military base, Ms. Choo said, it appeared to be a revelation to him when the American commander, Gen. Vincent K. Brooks, said the South Koreans had borne 92% of the construction costs. Trump was very impressed, she said. Asked how she assessed North Korea's relatively restrained behavior in recent weeks, Ms. Choo said she regarded it as significant and in a sense, a signal that the North may be seeking a way for a diplomatic opening to de-escalate. Of course this is my assumption and my hope, she said.